And, yeah, but to get back to would Biden engage, would we be engaging in all this warfare if we knew aliens were kind of observing us?
Right.
It just seems, it doesn't make sense. I mean, not that it needs to make sense, but if I were in office and I knew that, there were these craft that like were watching us, we didn't really know what was going on, like I would be focusing on that and trying to like clean up, make nukes safer, clean up the planet, like do things that, and even go talk to Putin and Xi about what's going on. God,
yeah, but it doesn't seem like you're ever going to stop this control of natural resources and this grasp of power that human beings have. And if you're engaged in that, and that's a gigantic part of the economy, of international relations, why wouldn't they continue business as usual, even with the knowledge that UFOs exist?
I feel like it's a risk. It would be a risk to our relationship with the ETs.
What if we don't have a real relationship with them?
But even if we don't, if the behavior that we're exhibiting is just reckless, blowing each other up, destroying the planet, that's going to not make us look good to them, in which case maybe they would start messing with us. I don't know. It just seems like it doesn't, if there's a higher level of like beings that are higher than us, I would not be risking playing these earthly games.
Right, but how do you stop this? If the whole purpose of this, like this war machine, is this constant attempt to control resources and consolidation of power, which it seems to be. This is the game that they're playing no matter what. And there's a lot of money involved in this game, and there's a lot of influence in this game. This is the game that the United States plays.
But no matter what,
they're going to stop playing this game because there's a space daddy out there watching us?
I think that it's the space daddy is potentially the one thing that could make us stop.
But it hasn't.
Right, which makes me think that there is no space daddy.
It makes me think they don't have a relationship with space daddy. This is what I think. I think they're just doing what they've always done, and maybe in relation they're just watching all this shit go on, and they don't have real answers.
I think they're risking our planet by, if aliens were going to get hostile, I feel like they would much more likely get hostile to humans who could potentially fly out into the universe with nukes and, spread our devastation.
But that's very far in the future. We don't really have that capability right now. I would imagine that if they're watching and they're observing that this is business as usual for the human race, if they were going to intervene and step in, they would step in if we employed nuclear weapons and we were really at the risk of destroying ourselves. This is like a little slap in the face on the schoolyard. This is not as horrific as Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
But imagine you're in office and you get verification. You get the physical proof that you need to know, and it's super classified. Would that not change your whole reality and view on the world?
But what do you do with that? Do you go to the military-industrial complex? Do you go to the pharmaceutical industry? Do you go to all these people and say, all these people that are polluting rivers and all the East Palestine thing? Do you say, hey, this can never happen again because UFOs are watching us?
Well, I think that you at least hit up world leaders on private channels and start having the conversation like, hey, guys, like, can we talk about this for a second? Because we're seeing these craft and it's occurring and we want to be on the same page because probably a good idea to do that.
Yeah, but there's no evidence that it's a good idea to do that. There's no evidence that they're doing anything other than watching us.
Well, but wouldn't it be a good idea for us to coordinate other players in the Earth to understand our strategy?
Sure. It would if it got to that, but it hasn't gotten to that. Right now it's gotten to there's this thing that flies really fast and goes into the water and doesn't make a splash. The fuck is that? I don't know, but there's a lot of fucking oil, and we got to get that oil, and there's a lot of resources. We got to control those resources, because if we don't, China will. If we don't, Putin will. If we don't, this and that. And, we have to maintain our control, and we're the world's leader, and we're the this and the that, and it's just business as usual while this is all happening in this very weird way where The Pentagon discusses it, but not very specifically, and not gives you all the information, and just says, I can't talk about it. But yeah, we do have a crashed UFO.
And we have more video that we haven't shared, which we
Right.
know. Mellon said that.
Yes.
That they have higher res stuff that
Yeah.
they're specifically not sharing.
Mind-blowing stuff.
I mean, just the fact, when I first heard that they have higher res stuff, like, in my brain, I feel like I changed. Because that felt like another level of validation for this being more of a real thing. Not that I believed in that moment, but I feel like it changed who I was a little bit, because it felt more real.
My concern is that it's a distraction, and that this is all black ops stuff, and these are drones, and these are some things that we have the capabilities of utilizing, and that we've created, and that the United States citizens don't need to know about, and the world citizens don't need to know about. And this is a massive advantage that the people that are in control of these technologies have over everyone else. Wouldn't it be better to say these are from another world and we don't have any idea?
I mean, to be honest, like, I sort of lean towards that option given how they're behaving. Because they're behaving more in a military application mode of this stuff. They're not behaving like in a human way.
Whenever they say it's something, I'm like, why are you telling me that? Oh, well, you're telling me that because you want me to believe it's something. Like, why would I believe you when you lie about basically everything? If they lie about Nord Stream, they lie about the Gulf of Tonkin, they lie about, all the different things they've lied about. Why would they tell the truth about this all of a sudden?
Right, and the whole thing, like, oh, well, they wouldn't be messing with our own pilots in restricted airspace. Well, maybe they would do that, because that is how you create confusion.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, I don't know. It's just like a bobblehead. I'm just back and forth every day.
Well, I think we're basically just mentally masturbating until there's some real information.
Well, there is.
But there is.
So there we're back again.
But there's so little.